So a lot of people seem to think that doing a website migration is really hard, and it's kind of only as hard as you make it. I think there are two approaches. You could be super detailed, or you don't prioritize it and just hope for the best on the day. I happen to be a super details kind of person, so I like to make a plan, and I like to know exactly what I'm working with. Sharpie? But the truth is, doing a website migration is a little risky, especially if organic traffic is important to your business. It's a strange task to perform, and unless you work for an agency, it's very unlikely that you'll do it on a regular basis. You've got two different websites. You've got the existing website that's live, and then there's also the new one that's sitting on a staging server somewhere, often both evolving in different ways. There can also be a range of people involved, such as developers, product managers, copywriters. You may have some paid ads going to the website, and so therefore the paid media team might be involved. So I think like any good SEO doing a website migration, whether it's a new CMS, a change of design, content, website structure, you might be upgrading your technology, and especially if you're changing domain, it's good to make a plan. So I recommend starting from the launch day and working back from there. You're going to want to avoid any busy times of the year or holidays. I suggest going for like a Tuesday morning, just in case you get yourself into a little bit of trouble. There's then some wiggle room there. Avoiding launching at the end of the day or just before the weekend starts. You're not going to want to lose any of that historical authority that you've earned. There are things that you can see, such as your sitemap, existing website, backlinks pointing to the website, but then there are the things that you can't see. So things like the website's legacy and the redirects that are in place from years and years ago. Just make sure you allow plenty of time before that launch day for testing and bug checking, just to make sure all your content and all your metadata and all your URLs have moved over like expected. So you may or may not need redirects. If you do need them, you may decide to do a blanket redirect. I personally prefer a more tailored approach, where not only do I make sure search engines know that the website's moved, but I also make sure the search engines understand where content and pages have moved to. I can't stress this bit enough to protect your key pages. So they're the ones that drive organic traffic in the first place. You'll be able to find them on tools like Google Search Console or any rank tracker that you use. But whatever happens during this migration, these are the ones that you're monitoring. So one of the things to do at the very beginning is work out how you're going to evaluate whether this migration has been successful or not. Make sure that you're analyzing particular keywords in either Google Search Console or rank trackers. You'll want to be checking your organic traffic in things like analytics. You want to be checking your conversions and so on, but have all that planned out in the first place so that you basically know what you're going to be looking at. So this is something that we do before a big project like a migration. So key stakeholders all sit around a table and we imagine that the project has failed. And why might it have failed? And then what we basically do is come up with ways to prevent that from happening. This is really important to do, not in the moment of everything going wrong, but way before. So you have a rollback plan in place and you understand at what point should you roll back. And so once you've launched, you need to make sure that you're there to go back to testing. You need to make sure that you're crawling the website and you need to make sure you're monitoring those KPIs. I hope this helps. Good luck.